The 895th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Hi-ho, General Renos. Welcome to episode, I already forget, 894. 895.
So close.
895, the MMA Gambling Podcast and Sports Gambling Podcast Network. There's a reason. We're recording like a million episodes this week, so it's the number's getting up there quick. This one's dedicated to Brad Burris, who on YouTube just simply says goats. So I assume he's calling us goats, and I assume he doesn't mean the animals. He means the greatest of all time, which I will accept. Thank you. Definitely does not go out to that Venezi because he's a snake in the grass. I dedicated an episode to him, and now he's blaming me that for Tim Elliott beating Kai Asakura, like I was in there fighting for Asakura. So anyhow, doesn't go out to that snake. Who am I? I'm still being called the whiny Canadian liberal. I see in YouTube comments, so that name may live on. Right now, I'm Jeff the Killbilly Fox. The chuckling you hear in the background, the handsome half of the duo, that would be Daniel Gumby Reeland. We are back once again. I know we didn't even leave, so I can't really say we're back. We got Road to UFC Shanghai, episode part 2. Not episode 2 because they're doing it all in one big show this week. But
I think they are actually breaking it into 2. I saw recently.
Yep. So it is Friday, early Friday morning, 6 a.m. if you're in the Eastern time zone. So I'm sure most of you degens are just going to stay up for it. This part of the card is kind of weird because we have 2 UFC fights on top. And then we got 4 tournament fights underneath it. So strange. We haven't really heard officially why, right? We're just assuming they want more eyeballs on the product.
I've got not the slightest clue. At first I thought maybe it was about like whether or not they could get there at a certain time or, easing up the broadcast in some way, shape, or form. But like then a bunch of the fighters changed and they needed a replacement and they're still just going to stick it on there. So I'm going to go under the assumption that with no TV rights deal for 2026 for Road to the UFC, they're just trying to get more people to watch it so that they can bump up those numbers when they sell it to whoever they sell it to. Yep.
Very good point. Because there's only 12 fights on the main UFC Shanghai card. So like they've had 14 fight cards. We're going to have a 15 fight card last weekend. So we'll see. It doesn't really matter to us. We're going to watch it all. We're going to bet on it all. So really, does it really matter when these fights take place? Not really. It's probably better that it's a little bit spread out for us. So we're going to get you all those winning plays in a minute. After I remind you, actually, I'm going to tell you about something new this time. Sports Gambling Podcast is giving away a $1,000 circa NFL future bet with their phrase that pays. You can submit your phrase now at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/phrase. That's PHRASE for you challenge people at spelling and whatnot. I'm challenged at reading ads, but some of you may not be able to spell. Gumby, what would you use your 1,000 circa NFL future on?
Oh man, my favorite season long prop. I guess that's not a future, right? Are we talking about like winning futures? I think I take the Commanders to win the NFC East, and that's coming from an NFC East fan. But I think they're gonna. The East is hard to win 2 years in a row. Haven't done it in decades right now. So we'll take the Commanders to do that.
There you go. So if you win the contest, people, take Gumby's advice here. All right. Road to UFC part 2. I'll give you the whole rundown again off the top. Road to UFC Shanghai, China. If you want to go to it, it's in the Shanghai Indoor Stadium. This is a Friday. So the day before the UFC event, 6 a.m. start time, UFC Fight Pass. 11 fights total. We had covered yesterday. We covered 145 and 155 and 170-pound feature bout. Today is all about the flyweights, the bantamweights, those 2 semifinal bouts. And then, as I said off the top, there's 2 proper UFC fights at the top of the card. We don't have odds yet, right? I have not seen odds. I assume you haven't either.
No odds on this one yet.
Okay. All right. Gumby will take some guesses. It's best guesstimates, and we will go from there. And then you can always chat with us in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord, YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast, if you want to discuss the odds when they do drop. All right, so we're starting off with the flyweight semifinal bout. Shuai Yin, he is from China. Aaron Tao from Australia, one of our favorite nicknames. Let's break it down. Tao's him up. TauzemUp. All one word, obviously. He's 10-1. 7 knockouts, 1 submission. He's never been finished in a fight. Durable. 1-0 in road to UFC. He's won back-to-back fights, both via TKO. 0-1 in Contender Series. Who do you lose to, Gumby?
Elijah Smith.
There you go. So they like him so much, they have him. They want to give him another shot. They have him on road to UFC now.
And it's down a weight class, which I think is important too.
Right.
Like I think he was naturally a flyweight. Obviously, Elijah Smith, a bantamweight.
Yep. Good point. Multi-region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, get all the good stuff. sportsgamepodcast.com/store. I'm wearing one of our shirts right now, the sticky version. Back when we used to get sticky in the Discord. He used to Tao used to fight at 135 and 145. 1-0 in a custom fight bout, which could be anything in Australia, right? With all of
who knows? Yeah, who knows?
He's more active landing strikes than Xiao. Is it Shuai? Shuai, obviously. And Tao has outstruck his opponents by 0.48 strikes per minute. I forgot to include stats yesterday. We actually have stats for a lot of these fighters because they've fought inside the octagon at least once. You can call his opponent Shuai. I already forgot what you said. Shuai, Black Panther. I think there's too many Black Panthers. Can we put a pause on that now? Kind of like pit bulls. Everyone's Black Panther now. Even Chinese fighters are Black Panther. He's 18-5, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out once. That is durable. 1-1 in road to UFC. However, he's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight, and he's gone 11-2 over his last 13 fights. Nice run here. Both of his past 2 wins have come via finish. He used to fight at 135. He's an inch taller than Tao, 4 years younger. Better grappling stats based off of their fights in the UFC or the octagon. He's got outstruck by 0.35 strikes per minute. The Chinese fighters really pile up a lot of fights early. They seem to like fight 4 or 5 times a year.
It's that JCK promotion.
Yeah.
I think that does a lot of it. And then there's like a couple other ones in there. I'm going Tao. I'm going to continue my run of Australian fighters, 2 episodes in a row. Look, Tao, I just think he's a lot better than Yin in a lot of different ways. Like if you watched Yin try to wrestle in his first fight, shot was way too far away. He kind of got a hold of the ankle and held on to it, and then like weirdly scrambled, had no top control. Tao is a great wrestler. You know, I know you said the stats don't really favor him. It's really all that fight with Elijah Smith, where he was both up a weight class where he probably doesn't belong, right? Like he looks a lot better at flyweight, and up against Elijah Smith, who's, you know, kind of a hell of a wrestler. Like Elijah Smith, I mean, we just watched that slam out of him in the UFC. Like I wouldn't mess with that dude's wrestling. So in Tao, if you've gone back and watched his fights on the regional scene too, he is a really solid wrestler. I would say his one flaw, and this is actually when we broke down the Smith-Tao fight, I said it was his biggest flaw, is he's really good at taking people down, but he tends to try to control the upper half of their body more than their like hips and legs. And a lot of times that lends itself to somebody building their base back up more and more. So like he has to watch out for that. But on the other hand, like he's still better than Yin when it comes to the grappling, even with that minor flaw. And then on the feet, I think he's way better. Like he compiles strikes really well. He throws, you know, hooks to the body. He's a guy who likes to throw combinations and get in your face. And meanwhile, Yin, like, you know, he throws all right, but like you see him drop his hands a lot when he does throw. I think that's a big issue for Tao. He's like, looks like he's really easy to counter. He has a southpaw, which might be a little bit of a wrinkle there for Tao. Like I haven't seen him fight many southpaws when I was going back and looking through as many fights as I could. So that could be a little bit tricky. But, you know, on the other hand, like just the amount that we see Yin miss and the amount that Tao pushes forward, I think we're going to see a lot of countering opportunities here for Tao. And if he doesn't like what he sees on the feet, I think he's got the ability to win it on the ground too. So I'm going to go Tao. If I didn't mention it before, I do think he's going to be a large favorite. You know, being on the Contender Series, having such a great first fight in there. He's clearly got a fan base too. I'm going to say like -325 here.
Boo. Let me see. Topology says 85%. So you're probably right.
Yeah,
around
not
the
surprised.
Right range, so.
Not surprised at all.
Yep. Excuse me. Okay. Now we have got, actually, that was a tournament fight. We got more tournament fights for you, naturally. We are going to, I'm on the wrong page, Gumby. We're not watching. We're not doing Walker Zhang yet. All right. We are moving up to 135 bantamweight, semifinal, 1/2. Lawrence Louis. He's from Australia. Then I remember what I said last time. It's Heim, but I said I tried to annoy you. No,
I think you have to say the G too.
Nghiem. He's from Vietnam. I'm always butchering the Vietnamese names. 135. The Vietnamese fighter Nghiem is 6-1 with 4 knockouts. He's been submitted once. He's 1-0 road to UFC. He's won 3 straight, all via TKO. He has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. He's fight at 145. He's 3 years younger than Louis. Better striking stats, and he outstruck his opening round opponent by 2.54 strikes per minute. Louis Shuai Yin is the nickname. 6-1 with 3 knockouts. He's never been finished. He's 1-0 on road to UFC. That's part of a 3-fight winning streak. He's not lost since May 2022. He's a regional champ. He's got 4 inches of reach advantage over Nghiem. You know that guy. More active lining strikes, better grappling stats, and he outstruck his opening round opponent by 1.86 strikes per minute.
I think Louis is going to be the favorite here. He's another city kickboxing guy. Am I wrong about that?
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think he's a city kickboxing guy. And so, and I think he's originally from, he might actually originally be from Shanghai. But he's originally from somewhere else.
City kickboxing, fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand. He's from Hong Kong. Yes.
Hong Kong, my mistake. But yeah, so like, I really like Lawrence Louis. He was actually on my show a little while back. Like the guy, he's super, super friendly. But in addition to that too, I think he poses all of the challenges to Nghiem that I think are going to give him trouble. Like if you watched Nghem's first fight in Road to the UFC, I actually think he was losing that fight until he lands the knockout blow. And I think a lot of the reason he was losing that fight is he appeared to have a lot of trouble with the reach of his opponent. His opponent was a couple inches taller than him and had like 1.5 inches, 2 inches of reach, used it a lot better than he does. And he seemed like anytime his opponent threw a feint, he just didn't know how to get past it. He's also kind of got questionable takedown defense. Like his opponent, I didn't rate particularly highly in his grappling, and he still managed to like get something going there too. So I worry about that for Nghiem. And then on the other side, Louis, who came in as a city kickboxing guy, and I was like, this guy, good kickboxer, all that kind of stuff. I was blown away by his wrestling in his first Road to the UFC fight. He hit like 6 takedowns. His control time was pretty good. He was really showing that he was a complete MMA fighter, which I like for him. I think that that's a path to victory here for Nghiem, or for Louis against Nghiem. And then in addition to that too, I just mentioned Nghiem had issues with the reach. Louis is actually going to have 3 more inches of reach over Nghiem than his last opponent did. So his last opponent, had like 1.5 inches of reach advantage or 2 inches of reach advantage or something like that. Louis is going to have even more than that. And on top of that too, he's got really long arms and fights long with them. So, when you take a guy who's going to do the things that already worry Nghiem on the feet and keep him passive, that's one concern. And then like he's got the backup plan in his back pocket to shoot for the takedown. So I think Louis, if I didn't mention a number at the very beginning, I think like -185, probably for his line here. I think he's going to be a decent favorite, but Nghiem having that big knockout win in his first fight, I think could keep it a little low.
All right, let's see what the topologists say. They say Louis 79%.
Yeah, so -185-ish.
Yep. You're thinking alike so far. All right, before we dive into more winning plays, let me tell you about mybookie.ag. We are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie's your place to bet in every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. They have easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out the Road to UFC lines there when they drop. And when you do head to mybookie.ag, use promo code MMA SGPN. That way you get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and a $10 casino chip. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And rhythm time. NFL is back on rhythm. Last season, rhythm was 76-66 against the spread and 22-19 on over-unders. They really shined on player props. For example, 15-8 on Josh Allen passing props, which is 23% return on investment. Rhythm also has MLB, WNBA, golf, and college football. Go to the site today and start building your NFL models for week 1. Do you have anything from there? You have a week. You're supposed to have an NFL week 1 prediction, Gumby.
Sure, yeah. Of course. Nah, I'm not callous. I don't believe the Cowboys are going to win in week 1, and I'm sorry to all the Cowboy fans out there that I'm disappointed with my fandom. But I'll take them to cover. How about that? Okay. I think last I saw, I think they were getting 7.5 or 8, and I think they'll keep it close. It's an NFC East divisional game. They typically stay pretty close.
All right, head over to Rhythm and see if Gumby's prediction lines up with what they think as well. You can get a 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpockets.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. And we're moving on up the fight card, going down a weight class again to the other half of the flyweight semifinals. Agulali, he is from China. Namsrai Batbayar, he is from Mongolia. Yes, 3 5-minute rounds. Batbayar is a step warrior, 8-1, 4 knockouts, 4 submissions, and he's been submitted once. He definitely owes his rounds. 1-0 road to UFC, part of a 4-fight win streak. He's not lost since November 2022. He's got an inch of reach over Agulali. He's more active landing strikes and has better grappling stats than his Chinese opponent. He was outstruck, though, in his UFC road to UFC debut by 0.44 strikes per minute. Agulali's 13-1, 9 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. That makes him durable. 1-0 road to UFC. He's won 8 straight, 5 straight via finish. He's not lost since December 2021. Used to fight at 135. He's 5 years younger than Batbayar. He's 3 inches taller. He's got better striking stats, and he outstruck his opening round opponent by 1.83 strikes per minute.
And Batbayar is only like 27 too, right? And he's 5 years the elder. Because
Yes.
I think Agulali is like 22 here, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, I think Agulali big favorite here again. I'm gonna say like -225 to -250, and I'm on his side here again. I like Agulali a lot. He's so damn fast. He's elusive. He controls range really, really well. And while I'm usually talking about people who control range really well when they're striking, his is actually the most beneficial for his like defensive grappling. With people who want to clinch up with him, it's really difficult with his footwork to get a hold of him when you want to. And similarly, if you're trying to shoot a takedown, he doesn't really give you the opportunity to like feel like you're in the right range to shoot a double. And then when you look at Batbayar's first fight, you mentioned he got badly outstruck on the feet. He barely threw any strikes on the feet. I'm going to be real frank with you. And it's because a lot of the times he was looking for that takedown. He failed a bunch of times on the takedown, looked kind of ugly doing it, to be honest. One time he took the guy down and in a weird scramble wound up in mount. He threw 0 punches in there, had about 7 seconds of control time, and the other guy got back up. So like that's not a good sign for like his control overall. And like I think that's his only path to victory over Agulali, because Agulali's he's way faster than him on the feet. He's got incredible power. And I just think like he's going to outclass him there. So, Batbayar is going to be looking for the takedown. It's hard to get a hold of Agulali. Agulali should piece him up pretty easily. Give me the youngster in this one.
He's only 20, Gumby, even younger than you thought.
That's crazy, man.
I know. He's born in 2005. He's the same age as my son. He's a few months older than my son. Crazy. He just turned 20 in April.
Yeah, he
sure is.
He's tough as hell too.
He's already fought 14 times as well. So, like I said, those Chinese fighters really get a lot of experience. Yep, they get after it right away. All right, we are going to the other half of the bantamweight.
The last road to the UFC fight.
Yes.
also, just real quick, Agulali versus Aaron Tao would be such a sick finals to this flyweight tournament. Like that would be awesome.
Fingers crossed. Yep, fingers crossed. We have another solely one-word named Chinese fighter, Sulangrangbo versus Sim Kai Xiong.
I think it's Sulangrangbo.
Sulangrangbo. He's from. Oh yeah, I call him bro. Against Sim Kai Xiong. He is from Singapore. Yeah. Seemed like his Korean name, but no, he's from Singapore. We'll tell you about Sim first. Cobra Kai is the nickname, or Cobra actually is the nickname. His first name is Kai. He's 7-1, 2 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 1-1 road to UFC. He's won 2 straight. He's not lost fights since May 2023. He's a regional champ. He used to fight at 125 and 150. He's got an inch of reach over Sulangrangbo. He's got better grappling stats than him as well. He's been outstruck in the road to by 0.51 strikes per minute. Sulangrangbo, who is a bro, he's 9-3, 6 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. He's 1-0 road to UFC. He's won 8 straight and 9 of 10, 3 straight wins via TKO. He's not lost since February 2023. He's fight at 125. He's 3 inches taller than Sim. He's 8 years younger. He's twice more active landing strikes. And he's got a positive strike differential of 1.32 strikes based off of his 1 fight.
So I think Sulangrangbo is going to be the slight favorite here. We'll say like -165, probably like a +140 on the return for Xiong. And I'm going to take Xiong. This is the first underdog I've really liked on this, the lighter weight classes here. It was a tough fight for me to call because on one hand, Sulangrangbo looked, I keep saying bro. I do think I slipped saying bro. Sulangrangbo. Yeah, you got me. Sulangrangbo is, he looked really good on the feet. He pieced up the guy he was fighting, but I think he was fighting kind of a much lower level of opponent. The other thing is I'm like, it's kind of impossible to know how good Sulangrangbo has been in his grappling. I haven't really ever seen him defend a takedown against somebody who's halfway decent. And on the other hand, Sim Kai Xiong I think, can hang with Sulangrangbo and on the feet. I think he's got the skills to do that, but also I think the length is going to help him out quite a bit because, as you mentioned, he's got really long arms. It's not a huge reach advantage, but I think like he makes it better by the way that he fights. So I think that way of like kind of staying out of the trouble of Sulangrangbo is, strikes is really going to help. And then on the other side, and I said it when I picked Xiong in his quarterfinals fight, his wrestling is really sneaky. It sneaks up on you because he's not built like a guy you expect to be good at wrestling. He's long, lanky, he's got goofy arms and stuff like that. But like when he wrestled in his last fight and even the fights before that, like he's looked very good in those moments. And if I'm not mistaken, he was on a different season of Road to the UFC, and I like his wrestling in that fight too. So, with the big question mark that I have on Sulangrangbo's takedown defense and never really having seen it challenged, I'm going to go with Xiong. I think he maybe surprises him with too many takedowns here.
All right, there's our dog. At least one dog for now. So that is it for the Road to UFC tournament fights. We have a couple legit UFC fights next. Yeah, after I tell you about Circa Million and Circa Survivor, the world's greatest sports book, which of course is Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. That would be contests, plural. Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Can't call yourself a true degen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Come hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Plus, you get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. The contests are open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also is a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Gummy's got a winning play for you, I bet, right now.
Sure. On Tuesday, which is the day that you are listening to this, hopefully, I like Shane Smith's higher than on his strikeouts against the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves on a great run right now. They've been playing really good baseball, just swept the Guardians, but they still strike out a lot. And Smith has been striking people out. He struck out 13 over his last two. So I'm going to go with the higher than on Shane Smith's strikeouts.
All right. Now listen to this. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. So remember, MMASGPN. All right, now we got some UFC fights. Two UFC fights to top off the card. First one is a men's flyweight bout between Nyamjargal, Tumendemberel. He is from Mongolia. He is fighting a newcomer, Terrance Saeteurn. Is that how you say his name? It's not Saeteurn. Saeteurn. Let's break it down. Saeteurn. Wrong turn, Saeteurn. Is 8-1, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. This is his short notice UFC debut. He's won 5 straight fights. He's not lost since April 2023. He is a regional champ as well. Tumendemberel, Art of Knockout, is 8-1, 2 knockouts, 5 submissions. He should knock out more people with that nickname. He's never been finished himself. 0-1 in the UFC. That was his lone career loss, which was his last fight. He's last won a fight August 2023. He went 2-0 in the road to UFC. He has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamingpodcast.com/store. Used to fight at 145. He's got an inch of height over Saeteurn, 3 years younger than him.
How do we do these UFC ones? Because I assume you're making a pick too.
Oh, yeah.
Am I wrong?
I'm making a pick. Okay, fine. I will pick Tumendemberel.
Oh, you don't have to make a pick.
I'll make
you don't have to make a pick if you don't want to.
No, I'll make a pick. Tumendemberel.
It's just a UFC fight.
It's true. No, short notice guy debuting. Tumendemberel's look good, other than his one loss. Yeah, I'll take him.
Taken down 6 times by Top Noi.
Oh, you're taking the new.
Yeah,
oh, yes,
I'm going to take Saeteurn. Yeah.
Okay.
Top Noi Kiram took him down 6 times.
You can tell I'm making these picks on the fly, but yes.
Yeah, he got exhausted fighting Carlos Hernandez, who also took him down 4 or 5 times and grinded him to a decision. And he's fighting a guy who's won all of his fights for Anthony Pettis FC by grappling. by shooting takedowns time after time after time. I'm the biggest piece for this on me is I'm going to be really interested to see where this comes in, because on one side you got a guy who looked pretty terrible in his UFC debut. I know that wound up being a split decision, but I thought he looked pretty bad against the guy who, doesn't have the best record in the UFC, right? Carlos Hernandez not looked great. And then you got he looked kind of spotty even in his road to the UFC fights. And then you got a guy who's looked fantastic, but like kind of against nobody's, even when he fought for the title in Anthony Pettis FC. But Saeteurn like moves forward. He's got really good pressure. He backs all of his opponents up to the cage, throws the hooks to the body. Like, I really like the way that he fights. And with Tumendemberel having gotten tired in all of his past fights, right? Because like Top Noi took him down. And for those of you who don't know, Top Noi smokes like a pack of cigarettes a day and is a Muay Thai kickboxer, has no grappling experience and still hit 6 takedowns. But he like hit those takedowns late by just like Tumendemberel being out of gas because he got him into a brawl. And like, if Saeteurn is willing to walk him back to the cage and just like let go of those hooks like he does, I can't imagine Tumendemberel doesn't wind up being super tired at the end. Saeturn's got a really nice rear naked choke. He's got good back takes. His takedown game is, I wouldn't say it's great, but like that's what he's used to win all of his fights. Like he gets him back against the cage. It's all cage takedowns, but a lot of them's doubles and getting to the hip and stuff like that. I think as long as he goes to that early here and sort of wears on Tumendemberel, I think the finish will open itself out towards the end of the fight.
What do you think the line's going to be around?
It's weird because like, usually you see a newcomer with like a perfect record, right? Saeteurn, is it perfect or close to it?
1. He's lost 1.
Okay, 9-1 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you see a newcomer with a 9-1 record coming in with a guy who only has losses in the UFC. You're like, oh, the newcomer looks like the extra hype guy. But on the other hand, like Tumendemberel isn't taking it on short notice. He's fighting in his backyard, and he also has like wins under the Zuffa banner if you count, road to the UFC fight. Mm-hmm. So like for those reasons, I kind of think Tumendemberel is going to be the favorite. I would say probably not huge though. Probably like -130.
Yeah, Topology are 81% in on him. So obviously I'm right.
That's nuts, man. That's nuts.
All right, main event time. It is a UFC women's strawweight belt. Ming from China, Bruna Brazil from Brazil. Conveniently, she is the special one. Bruna Brazil, 10-5-1, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. She's been knocked out 3 times, 2-3 in the UFC. Her UFC career has gone loss, win, loss, win, loss. 1-0 on Contender Series. Used to fight at 125 and 154 for one fight. 2014 pro MMA debut. 0-1 as a pro boxer. She's 4 inches taller than Ming. She's got 5-inch reach advantage on her. She's got better grappling stats. She has been outstruck in her UFC and Contender Series career by 1.37 strikes per minute. Dr. Ming because she really is a doctor, right? Or she was a doctor at one.
No, she still is.
17. Still is. Yeah, I get. Yeah, you're not making any money. Forget it. You're being a doctor still. She's 17-5, 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. Been knocked out once, submitted once. 1-0 in the UFC. She's won 5 straight and 11-12. Won her last bout via TKO. She's not lost since December 2021. She went 2-0 and road to UFC and won the championship. Used fed at 105 and 132. 2015 pro MMA debut, a year younger than Brazil, better striking stats, more active lane strikes, and she's outstruck her opponents by 0.24 strikes per minute. We'll let you go first this time.
I'm going to take Bruna Brazil.
Correct. Me too.
Do you think she's going to come in here? This is my question, because I knew you were going to be on her with me. Yeah. Do you think she will come in as an underdog strictly because of Ming Shi's most recent head kick knockout?
It looks like a Topology, 61% for Ming Shi, but Ming Shi isn't good. So I hope they go with that.
I'm not here to say she's not good, but she was clearly down 3 rounds to Xiao Ken Feng, right? When she landed that head kick. And like on one hand, you could be like, oh, Bruna Brazil's been knocked out a bunch of times too, right? Like maybe Ming Shi can find that knockout. That's her only other knockout came in 2019. She's got 2 in like, what has she fought? Like 18 times? She got
22 times.
22 times. She's got 2 knockouts in 22 fights. And like, I think she'll be a favorite because she has big knockout power. Like, that's crazy to say. Yeah. And like the bigger part of it too is she was losing that fight to Xiao Ken Feng because of the reach, right? Feng, she couldn't get close to Feng. She kept trying to, throw her best stuff, and Feng was too big and too strong and too far away. And like Bruna Brazil is 4 inches taller with a 5-inch reach advantage and happens to strike similarly to Xiao Ken Feng, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I guess there's the shot that Ming Shi catches lightning in a bottle twice. I just wouldn't count on that. Like, I don't believe the knockout power is actually really there. She landed 1 good shot. on Feng. I don't think she lands it on Brazil. I think Brazil picks her apart.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, it was a fluky win, and she's not even a permanent. She's not even a fighter for crying out loud. She's a doctor. So, and Bruna Brazil's due for another win. She can't put 2 wins together. She also doesn't.
She actually deals with short fighters really well too. If you go back historically, like I'm thinking of the Molly McCann win, right? Like Molly was much smaller than her, and she managed to just like kind of bully Molly, and she does really well when her opponents are small.
All right, let's recap. We both have Brazil. I have Tumendemberel. He has Saeteurn, and then for the road to UFC fights, Gumby's got Sim. He's got Agulali. He has got Louis. He has got Tao. Boom, you're set for all road to UFC. We'll be back very, very soon because we have regular UFC and we have next week's Contender Series to talk about. We'll be in the Discord, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. We will be on YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. We'll be on Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer there and on Instagram. Check out my Substack. Enter my UFC Shanghai Pick'em contest for free. moneymma.substack.com. Listen to Gumby, more Gumby, Top Turtle MMA. Tell people who is on your show this week.
We got Gage Young, who's fighting at UFC Shanghai this weekend. And then originally, I had one interview for a Dana White's Contender Series fighter. I still have that interview, but there might be a Road to the UFC interview pop up in there instead.
Oh,
so
cool.
Keep your eyes on the feed. You might see a surprise second one in there.
Oh, exciting. All right, Top Turtle. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. It's Gumby's turn to bid people farewell.
All right, I'm Dana Gumby Freeland. He's the special one, Jeff Fox, and we will see you tomorrow.